I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you different kinds of questions relating linear systems application in this particular playlist. We have already discussed revenue, speed, distance, time, mixture, and interest questions. Here in question number 6, we'll talk about currency, right? Question number 6 is Anil has $6.55 in nickels and dimes. The number of nickels is 6 more than one half the number of dimes. How many nickels are there? First step is to define variables, right? First step is to define variables. In this case, we're talking about nickels and dimes. So we say let n be nickels. I should say number of nickels, right? Number of nickels. Now nickels means in dollars, if you want to write, it'll be 0.05, or you could say 5 cents, right? And let D be number of times. That is 10 cents, and in dollars it'll be 0.10. Is it okay? Now, the first statement here is Anil has $6.55 in nickels and dimes. So how will you get this amount? If you know the number and value, you can relate it with the amount. So that gives you your first equation, which should be 6.55 amount is because of these nickels, right? And nickels means 0.05 times n dollars plus d dimes means 0.10 times d dollars. Is it okay? So that amount, so dollars are dollars, correct? So that's how you relate, and you get your first equation. We'll call this as equation 1. Anil has $6.55 in nickels and dimes. So this nickels will be number times the value, right? Dimes, number times value, total amount. Next statement is the number of nickel is 6 more than one half the number of dimes. So it says number of nickels is 6 more than half the number of dimes. So half the number of dimes plus 6. Do you see that? So that is how nickel is related with dimes. So number of nickels is 6 more than half the number of dimes. So we'll call this as our equation number 2. So we have two variables and two equations. Therefore, we have a system of linear equations which can be easily solved. We'll use substitution. So we'll sub the value of n from equation 2 in equation 1, correct? So what we get here is 6.55 equals to 0.05. Instead of nickels, we will write 0.05. So I don't want to write half here, since everything is in decimals. I could write this as nickel equals to half means 0.5, right? 0.5 times plus 6. Is it okay? So I'll write here 0.5 times plus 6. So I've substituted nickel and got this equation, correct? Plus we have 0.10d, right? That becomes the equation. Now this equation is in one variable only. 6.55, open the bracket. You can use calculator. 0.05 times 0.5, which is 0.025 times d plus 0.05 times 6, which is 0.3 plus 0.10d, right? Now we should bring the numbers together. We have 6.55 minus 3, 0.3 equals to, add these up, so it is 0.125 dimes. 6.55 take away 0.3 is 6.25, so we have 6.25. We'll divide this by 0.125 to get the number of times. Is it okay? 6.25 divided by 0.125 gives us 50. So the number of times is 50, right? Okay. So we know from here D is 50. So you can find what N is. So N is equals to 0.5 times 50 plus 6, which is 25, plus 6, which is 31, correct? So the answer is, so the number of nickels is 31 and number of dimes is 50. Is it okay? So that is how you can actually solve this question. Now let's check our answer, right? It's a good idea. Nickels means 5 cents. So 31 times 0.05 plus 50 times 0.1 is equal to what? 6.55, and that's what we wanted. Do you see that? So it's a correct answer. So you can check your answer once you do it. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps, right? So we have considered a variety of questions on linear systems, and we'll move on to slightly difficult questions from now onwards. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps. You can always share my videos, and if you like, you can put some likes. Feel free to post questions. That is very important. Thank you, and all the best.